right, so what is going on? Let's see here. I have set up a system, as you can tell. I am trying to create more videos, and this is one of the ways that I plan on doing that. And I need to press record because I forgot.
So now that I got record going, I can transition to the microphone, which is running to the Zoom H6, and the sound quality is probably a great deal better, I would imagine, than what you were just hearing on the camera there. So what I plan to do is I have a bunch of ideas on things that I want to talk about, and my monthly focus thing that's going on. Every month I focus on one particular thing. Last month it was Ableton Live. This month I took a break. I hadn't recorded. I kind of got into a lull of video making, and I didn't record anything other than a couple videos here and there. But next month I am focusing on minimalism and creating that minimalist community. So I've already started to set up the website, and I'm going to start posting there. I've started writing daily, which I hope to carry into May and start to develop some ideas and some topics to talk about with you guys so that we can explore this whole idea of minimalism and intentional living. But one thing that's got me excited right now, and it's kind of messing with my mind on whether I want to focus on minimalism next month, is my whole focus and interest right now has instantly shifted to something that is equally as exciting to me. And what I thought I would do is just maybe explore that until the end of April. So I've always been interested in virtual reality. Ever since college, I was playing around with trying to create virtual worlds and be able to walk through those like a gaming type environment. I created some with the original Form Z and trying to create VR ML worlds and things like that. And none of it ever really worked that well. I was able to use a keyboard and kind of move around, but this was before the whole goggles and headsets and virtual reality has really taken off. So the computer power really wasn't up to where it needed to be to do this kind of thing and navigate through projects. Since then, there's been a whole slew of companies that have started up that have allowed you to upload your SketchUp models, your 3D models to their server, and then they virtually host them so that you can plug into their server and put on the Oculus Rift or the Vive and walk through your SketchUp models or your 3D models, whatever format that you use. We use SketchUp. Since then, the more we get into it, the more we realize that the rendering quality of those programs and companies, what they offer, is not that realistic thing. So we've created little hotspots within. So you're walking around, you see a little hotspot, you can jump into it, and from there you've got a 360 panoramic view that you can look around and explore. But there's this huge gap between those high rendered 360 views and or spherical views and the model that you're just walking around. So it's a big leap to get from that world to the next world. And so what I am interested in doing is bridging that gap and actually having a system that you can walk around and it feel more realistic. And I think that is possible now. I have discovered a couple programs that are working towards getting that realistic look on a real-time rendering, and I think they're really close, and I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to make this jump. So I want to do some exploration, and I'm not sure whether any of it's going to work. It's all very experimental to me. The main program is 3D Max. I used 3D Max in college and used it a little bit in the professional world after college, and then SketchUp really started to take over the modeling Now, when I look back, I wish I would have stuck with 3D Max because it's a lot more powerful engine. I'll probably be further advanced on my 3D modeling. But anyway, I use SketchUp mainly now. So what I want to do is go back and explore some 3D Max stuff. It's got a lot more animation features. You can move trees, make people walk around, your camera. All that stuff is set up a lot more towards gaming and animation than SketchUp is, which is set up more towards maybe creating some fly-throughs and static images. So that's the idea. I want to download maybe a trial version of 3D Max. They do have a monthly subscription, so I might explore that. But the really cool thing, and the reason I want to get back in more to 3D Max, is that they have 3D Max Interactive now. And Interactive is their version of Unreal Engine. And Unreal Engine, it was created by Epic Games, and it's a video game software engine that allows you to upload models, materials, lights, all this kind of stuff into an environment, and it's a real-time rendering of that environment as you move around in a game type setting. So if you imagine any kind of virtual reality game, or really any kind of game, as you're moving around, it's generating that image and then rendering that based on where you move and what you're seeing. So you can do the same thing with architecture and bring those models into that engine, but the coding and the background knowledge that you need to enter into a gaming environment is very different than the knowledge that I have at the moment. I'm interested in it. It would be great to learn it, but the scripting and all the coding and the programming and the pace at which those things force you to create, like architecture, the way we use 3D is as a design tool. And so we're going back and forth, changing stuff constantly. And once you move into these Unreal Engine style systems, it seems like you're kind of going through, okay, we're now in the final stages. Now let's touch it up and do all this extra stuff to make it navigable. Now this is just me not knowing much about it, but that's the way it seems. The cool thing about 3D Max Interactive is that it allows you to take your 3D Max model, whether you start that in SketchUp or you start it in 3D Max, you can bring that into 3D Max and then link that to an interactive system. So you're actually able to walk through that. And it brings in the animation. So let's say you have a curtain that's blowing in the wind. As you walk through your 3D model, that curtain will be moving, adding a whole nother level of reality and interactiveness nature to it. There's actually, you can pick up objects, you can move things around, you can move a chair over to that side of the room. There's all kinds of crazy little things that you can do with it, and I'll have to see how far I can get in exploring it. So there's that, and then there's also a couple things that go along with that. Like I want to look at the speed tree software. I downloaded a trial version of that to see how those 3D trees can work in 3D Max, and when I bring it into interactive, how that tree translates into that interactive world. So I'm curious about that, and hopefully I will make some progress. I don't have much time to explore this stuff. The office computer is the only PC that I have, and all these programs are on PC. So I'm going to have to try to integrate them into some of the projects that I'm working on and see if I can pull that off. My new powerful computer, the one that would be able to handle all this stuff, is not quite connected to the network yet. So that will hopefully change soon. But all right, now I'm just starting to ramble. Just wanted to talk about what I'm excited about right now, and I will see you guys soon.